This is John Cole with OKRod.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. In this episode, I'm going to show you guys a vacuum blender that you guys could buy for around $40, maybe even a little bit less than 40 bucks. And unlike my other videos that the vacuum blender quickly went out of stock, this blender should not go out of stock for you guys since this is available in large quantities. So that's really cool. Now the next thing I will say is that this is a portable vacuum blender. This is the first portable vacuum blender that I'm aware of. It actually runs on batteries, so you could take this traveling in your car to the gym. Even if you don't have a power outlet, you could take this on the top of a mountain and use it up there to vacuum blend up your smoothies and to do other things as well. So in this video, I'll be unboxing the Easehold portable vacuum blender. So let's go ahead and get right into it. It's good for your home, vehicle, office, or even outdoors. And let's go ahead and pull it out. So this is what it looks like. It comes with a pretty much English and German instruction manual and a few recipes that I'm not going to recommend you guys look at. And here is the baby right here. And basically the bottom is the battery and motor. All right, so on the back here, it basically has two ports. One port is the charging to charge the base, the battery and the base that drives the motor of the blender. But also there is a USB port that you could use as a power bank. So say you're out hiking and you're blending while you're hiking and you bring your little blender and your cell phone battery runs out, you could actually plug your USB cable into the bottom port, then run it into your phone, and then charge your phone with the built-in power bank. This has a 2200 milliamp hour battery in there that powers the blender and as well as the power bank. In addition, on the top you have another little port, USB port that you need to charge, so that actually this battery charges the vacuum pump so you could do the vacuum blending. And I'll be explaining this in a little bit. Also in the box there, you basically just get a power cord, which is basically to charge the base of the blender as well as the top part of the blender, which runs the vacuum. It takes about 4 hours to completely charge the base blender. So I mean, that's pretty much how easy it is. It has a little handle carrying strap. The main thing that I have with this is that this blender capacity is only 12 ounces max. Do not fill it past the max line or you can wreck the vacuum attachment. I'm not aware of how long the warranty is, and so that's what I'm going to say. I don't know how long the warranty is or even if there is a warranty on this unit. So now I want to go over some of the features of this portable vacuum blender. This actually has a 65 watt motor, which is actually quite powerful for a battery operated unit, although it does not compare to a home blender that can have up to 1000 watts of power. That being said, if you're just out and about, you don't need to blend up like major heavy jobs. You're just going to be blending up a nice little light smoothie that I'll be demonstrating, maybe you know, a protein shake or something like that. So 65 watts is plenty. It has a stainless steel blades in here. We're going to go ahead and unscrew that. You can see there's basically 6 stainless steel blades. There's a star blade on the bottom and there's 2 blades pointing up. In addition, this actually has a safety feature, so it will not allow you to turn this on unless the top is screwed securely into place. So I like that a lot. That's the bottom part of this unit. So, and these are all BPA free parts. Up on the top of the unit, this is a separate little piece here, and this has the vacuum portion. The vacuum portion basically sucks the extra oxygen out of the carafe before you blend. That's very important, guys. I mean, I'm probably the biggest promoter of vacuum blending online. I have more videos on vacuum blending than anybody else online. And this is not just a portable blender. I mean, if this was a portable blender, I wouldn't be making a video about it because it does have the vacuum function. Because I truly see that is where the future is for people that are into your health. If you're not into your health, if you're blending margaritas in your portable blender, you know, in a tailgate party, you could turn this video off now because it doesn't really matter. You know, but for those of you guys that want to blend things like cherries and strawberries and blueberries, right? When you vacuum blend, you're sucking out the excess oxygen out of the head space in the blender before you blend, as well as maybe some of the oxygen, some of the dissolved oxygen in whatever you're blending and out of the food that you're blending, right? What this does, as shown by proven published studies, is it can increase the amount of certain polyphenols that are air sensitive by 2.5 times, right? Air sensitive vitamins can also be increased because you're not oxidizing them when you're blending and mixing in all that air, because you are now blending in an oxygen deprived environment. In addition, you will retain better colors. Also, the texture will be a lot better. It's not going to gloop up. It's going to look better for your pictures. And more importantly, it's not going to have as much dissolved oxygen when you drink it, so you may not get as much gas or bloating when blending in a vacuum blender. Plus, let's not forget about talking about the storability. If you blend under vacuum and you didn't oxidize all the antioxidants in there, then your mixture will store longer because they have a higher level of antioxidants that is there to protect the liquid or the mixture that you blended later. So you have better storability, better color, better texture, more nutrition. Vacuum blending is surely the way. If you guys are looking for a more professional style vacuum blender than what I'd consider a toy, then you check my other YouTube channel out, Discount Juicers. Okay, so then back to this guy. On this guy, it has a top piece that you basically can open, and this releases the vacuum. There also is a little button here that you will double press to basically start this vacuum pump up. We'll go ahead and click that for you guys. You could hear it. It's actually fairly silent. This is a fairly, I would say, weak vacuum pump in my estimation based on the specifications. It pulls about 10 inches of mercury. Hey, 10 inches of mercury is better than no inches of mercury in non-vacuum blending, but professional vacuum blenders maybe pull around 20 inches of mercury, so about twice as much. And this would pull about as much vacuum as maybe just a cheap vacuum pump that you might find on Amazon that's not really designed too well, right? So I'm going to say, you know, for a $40 piece, 10 inches of mercury is decent. Of course, I would like to see higher levels of vacuum, but then of course the machine would cost a lot more. Now I do want to say that when you run the vacuum cycle, it does take about 40 seconds to vacuum because it has a very small vacuum pump. So it takes about 40 seconds to run to get the air pumped out. You could also click it again to run it another 40 seconds just to be sure, to make sure you have maximum vacuum and the most oxygen, you know, evacuated out of the chamber before blending. And then of course, when you hit the button, we're going to go ahead and hit that for you guys. Double click it, you can hear it, it's running. It's actually kind of quiet. Actually, we got it kind of loose there. But yeah, this runs up to 20,000 RPMs, which is quite impressive for a small, compact blender of this size. Alright, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into some of my tests that I like to do to see how good this blender will perform. I basically charged this blender up for 4 hours. I used it once, and now I'm going to use it again to see if I could make basically 3 different mixtures. The first mixture is we're going to go ahead and unscrew the top. We're going to go ahead and take some flax seeds. We have about 1.5 ounces of flax seeds. We're going to go ahead and pour into the vacuum blender. Flax seeds are a very critical nutrient, especially if you guys are on a plant-based diet, to make sure you get enough omega-3s in you. Once we got that screwed on, we're going to go ahead and hit this button that's kind of depressed. We're going to hit it twice. And you guys could hear the vacuum pump come on. It's actually quite quiet. We're going to go ahead and let this run for about 40 seconds while it is sucking out all the excess oxygen out of the carafe. When this is running, there'll be a little green light on top to let you know it is running. Oh, and if you tip it a certain direction, it'll go red because it needs to be upright to suck a vacuum, because if you're slanted sideways, it might pull liquid up. So actually it does have a built-in safety. Anyways, it's a green light when it's running, and if it should stop, it'll stop during the vacuuming process if it gets too hot. You could double click it again, and once again you got to double click it to activate it. You could start up the sucking or the vacuum process again. If you don't have enough batteries charged in here, it may just flash red and not suck at all, and I hate when things don't suck. Alright, now that it's shut off, we're going to go ahead and hit this bottom button twice, and let's get this grinding up. You can see it's basically grinding up all those flax seeds in there, crushing up pretty good. I think for, you know, best case, we're gonna go ahead and shake this up a little bit. That's a cool thing I like about this portable blender. You can just basically shake it up and you're gonna get a little bit better action on the blades, especially when you're blending something dry like this. It may not get perfect action inside the carafe. So shaking it up a little bit could definitely help it out. So I like that you can do that with this portable vacuum blender. Alright, it shut off. After about 30 seconds, I'm going to go another 30-second round to make sure I got this flax seed powder as fine as possible. Alright, it shut off for the second time. I think I'm pretty good. And let's go ahead and if we open this little lid, if you guys listen carefully, it basically sucked in all the air at once, made a little noise. That's good. That shows me it is retaining the vacuum inside there, despite being a small one. We're going to go ahead and then unscrew this top housing. Shake that down. It's pretty clean on there. Next, we're going to go ahead and dump out our flax meal onto this white plate. Alright, so there you go. Look at this flax meal. I mean, if I pick this stuff up, this stuff is nice and fine. I mean, you could buy a $600 blender to do the same job, and I would say actually this worked quite well. The main reason why I think it worked quite well is number one, the speed, 20,000 RPMs. Number two is that I could shake it up that you can't do with a regular blender, so I got really good blade contact, and the blades are sharp enough to basically grind the flax seeds into powder. This is actually better than some of the more high-end blenders I sell, actually. But once again, you won't want to fill up the whole carafe. I did 1.5 ounces only of the flax, and it worked perfectly. Alright, so first test down, passed with flying colors. Next, let's get into smoothies, because I know that's what a lot of you guys want to do. Say you want to go to the gym and you want to make a protein shake right after you're done out of the gym, right? You could do that with the Easehold vacuum blender. So what I'm going to do today is you could use some kind of almond milk, nut milk, you know, coconut milk if you wanted, even coconut water. You could just use water if you want, but what I like to do is I like to make it special. And today I'm actually adding in a little bit of sugarcane juice with lemon as the base. Next, we're going to go ahead and put in a bunch of arugula. I know a lot of you guys want to buy these isolated protein powders, whether vegan or not. I would encourage you guys, instead of eating protein powders, just to eat leafy greens. Where does a cow get its protein? From grass, right? Greens have lots of protein. You could also put algae powders in for protein, or look up lentil powder, you know, for protein. These are better protein sources than, say, like an isolated protein supplement. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and put a whole bunch of baby arugula in here. See if we could shove that in there, right? And I love using the baby greens. They're much more tender. So as you guys can see, we got lots of baby arugula in our blender. Now to kick up the protein to the next level, right, we're going to go ahead and add powdered greens. This is basically algae powders, green powders, enzymes, all kinds of good stuff. It's actually called vitamin mineral green. I've been using this powder for so many years. We're just going to go ahead and take a bunch out and shake it in there. Maybe like 2 tablespoons worth. Nice green powder. You could put like barley grass powder, wheatgrass powder if you got that. But yeah, let's put a lot of powder in there. Amp up my green smoothie full of protein. Now, for fun, we're going to go ahead and put a couple of frozen baby bananas just to make it a little bit more sweet, give it a little bit better taste. Just took these out of the freezer, so they're still a little bit hard. They are defrosting a little bit. And then once we got this filled up, we're going to go ahead and mash that down. And then we're going to go ahead and now we're going to add some extra sugarcane juice with lemon. And we're going to only add it up right under the max line. You do not want to fill this thing too much, or you can actually suck the mixture into the vacuum pump, which would definitely not be a good thing. I think it'd probably put a little bit more in. Alright, just that much. Alright, next step, we're going to go ahead and screw on this top. Make sure we're nice and tight there. Then we're going to go ahead and double click that vacuum button. Alright, the vacuum pump is working ever so slowly to evacuate the extra oxygen out of the headspace and maybe I'm seeing some bubbles come up from the bottom as well. So this vacuum pump is doing a decent job for 10 inches of mercury. Now that it's shut off, I'm going to go ahead and press the blend button, double click. Alright, we're blending up our green smoothie there. Alright, looks like it did a pretty good job. Let's go ahead and uncap it. Let's go ahead and pour out our green smoothie, see what we got. Pouring pretty good. I'm not seeing any major chunks of stuff. Nice 12-ounce green smoothie. Alright, let's go ahead and try it. I mean, I'm going to say that's actually fairly well blended. Bananas aren't too hard to blend after all. Alright, lastly, I want to go ahead and make a fruit smoothie with actually fairly hard fruit. We got some fruit here. We got, oops, like these are rock hard strawberries. So I want to see how the rock hard strawberries do in this blender. We also got some frozen organic cherries. They're a little bit softer in texture. You can go ahead and throw those into the Easehold vacuum blender. Then we're going to go ahead and put some pieces of the baby banana. Looks like we're almost maxing out the capacity of this 12-ounce crap. I wish the crap was like 16 ounces or 24. You guys can see we basically almost filled this whole thing up with frozen fruit. And of course, next we need to have some liquid. It won't just blend without liquid. So we're going to go ahead and add liquid and make sure we don't exceed the max line. And I'm going to probably be a little bit under the max line because we got the frozen fruit going above the max line. I'm going to go ahead and screw on the top once again. And we're going to double press the top button to do the vacuum. The vacuum runs oh so slowly on this unit. So I hit the vacuum button twice to do 2 cycles to make sure we have a good strong vacuum on here. And now we're going to go ahead and hit this button to start it twice. That's how you start it. If you just hit it once, it doesn't work. You got to just double click. Oh, and I'm double clicking, and guess what's happening? There's too much resistance on the blade, so it's not actually blending. So let's see what we got to do. If we got to loosen this up a little bit. Put it upside down, maybe double click it. Oh, it doesn't have enough torque to basically blast open the strawberries in half. Alright, now we got it going, and we'll just slowly go and get the solid stuff introduced into the blender. I guess it doesn't have enough torque to like grind it up. Oh, and it's stopped now on the super strong strawberries. Alright, now we got it started again. Alright, this is a thick smoothie for a portable blender to handle. Alright, I did about 4 cycles and had to tap it up, had to shake it up, had to tip it upside down at some points to kind of get it to blend because the super hard stuff, like the blade didn't have enough torque to kind of start, but once it started, it was pretty good at like blending stuff up. So that's pretty impressive. And I was shaking it a ton, so let's see if it's still under vacuum. Oh, it's still under vacuum. I don't know how much was left in there, but it still was under vacuum. So let's go ahead. Oh, the other thing is you guys could like open this top up and you guys could use this little sippy cup thing to like drink out of. I don't like to do that. I like to pour my mixtures out, or I would just actually remove this and then drink out of here. Because if you're using the sippy cup thing, then liquid might get into this vacuum pump area, which I'm not a... That might damage the vacuum pump. I'm not sure how well this is designed. But look at this smoothie, guys. Like, it's literally so thick, it's stuck in there. That is impressive to me in a portable blender. I mean, it's not even coming out because, I mean, it's so thick. Oh, there we go. This is like super thick style smoothie. Impressive that this little portable vacuum blender was able to make something that thick. Of course, I did have to cajole it a fair bit. And I wish that this was a little more ergonomic and user-friendly here to kind of like get all the mixture out. I guess you could like unscrew this so you could basically take off the blade assembly, and then you could kind of shake this down a little bit to get every last bit of your smoothie out. And let's go ahead and try this smoothie, see how it looks. Wow. I gotta say, did a superb job. Like I'm not tasting any like strawberry seeds. I mean, it's not like an ice cream or nothing, but this is like a thick smoothie, guys. That being said, it's always better to add more water and less frozen ingredients, but you know, I test my stuff like I would make it in my home blender, so I'm not cutting this thing any slack, and it put up with all my abuse. So this is what I'll say about the Easehold portable vacuum blender. If you guys are looking for something to replace your home blender, don't get the Easehold portable vacuum blender. This is a portable vacuum blender, right? This is not as powerful as a home blender by any means. That being said, it is only 40 bucks and portable. That being said, I am concerned about a few things. Number one, the initial starting torque, right? If you put in something frozen on the bottom or you're in solid ice on the bottom, the machine will not have enough torque to start up. That's why you have to like basically tip it upside down to get the liquid spinning, get the blade spinning first, and then slowly introduce it side upright to kind of get some of this stuff to go into the blade slowly. If the blade torques out, which means it'll basically just stop, then you'll have to double press again and start it up again, and you'll have to finagle with it to get it to go, right? And once again, I made a super thick smoothie. The green smoothie wasn't an issue. The other issue I'd have with this is that I don't know if the battery is user replaceable. And as soon as the battery goes out, the blender's kaput. You basically got to chuck it. If you're handy, you could probably open it up. If they're smart, they're using like an 18 or a 18650 battery or something like that. I'm not sure because I haven't opened this up yet. But for 40 bucks, you know, you want a vacuum blender, you know, I'd say it's a good deal if you want something portable for travel, right? If you want a home vacuum blender, like this is not the ticket for you guys to get. This is good for a portable unit. You want to keep in your car and be able to make vacuum blended smoothies on the road. I think that's a perfect use for this. They say on the website that it's TSA like you know, friendly or whatever, but TSA will not allow blades like this through the checkpoint, so you will have to check it in. So you can check this in your bags, but not through a checkpoint because it does have the blades. That, I mean, they'll say that, oh, you could take that off and you could stab somebody with the blades. I mean, I personally wouldn't do that, but, you know, that's what they're concerned about. Other than that, I'm not really sure if there is even a warranty on this. I was not aware. It wasn't on the packaging. I didn't see anything to the warranty on the website. So that being said, it may only be 30 or 90 days. Once you own it, you bought it. But yeah, for what it is, for a $40 personal portable vacuum blender, I give a thumbs up. It did all my simple tasks. I mean, I'm really impressed with the Flax Seeds. It did a really good job at grinding the flax into flax meal. Did a good job on the green smoothie, good job on the solid fruit smoothie that was super thick. The other thing I don't like, the vacuum is rather weak, and I'm concerned about the long-term durability of the vacuum. You can take off this little piece here to kind of get in there and clean, which, you know, it doesn't look like this is the most protection for the vacuum pump. It just has like a little grate, and then it looks like I'm seeing the diaphragm of the vacuum pump in there. I'm not really sure. So you really don't want to try to tip this upside down when you're using it as much as possible, because that may shorten the life of the vacuum pump. And I will say that the vacuum pump is rather weak. I wish they put a more powerful vacuum pump in here. But you know what? Hey, for 40 bucks, around 40 bucks, and you want something portable, this is it. You guys want to learn more about the Easehold vacuum blender, you can visit them at easehold.com. I've negotiated a special discount code, OKRAW, letter O, letter K, RAW, and then you guys are going to get 10% off your purchase. I don't make any money when you guys use my code. I just did that so that you guys could have more experiences and get a vacuum blender at an affordable price. That being said, this will not churn out the quality of one of the higher end vacuum blenders that pulls about twice as much of vacuum on it. Of course, this unit is also available on Amazon, and I don't think my coupon code will work there. So if you guys enjoyed this episode about this inexpensive vacuum blender that you guys can buy, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. That helps out the YouTube algorithm. Get this video out to more people. And also be sure to share this with other people that you may think want to learn more about vacuum blenders and portable vacuum blenders. Also, be sure to click that subscribe button right down below and make sure you click the bell so you get notified as videos come out. I'll always try to post, inexpensive vacuum blenders I find on this channel so that you guys can get one first before they sell out, because I want you guys to experience vacuum blending. It is truly a game changer. And finally, be sure to check my past episodes. Past episodes are a wealth of knowledge. Over 600 episodes at this time teach you guys all about how to eat more fresh fruits and vegetables, processed in the best ways possible, because they are the healthiest foods on the entire planet. So with that, my name is John Kohler with OKRaw.com. We'll see you next time, and until then, remember, keep eating your fresh fruits and vegetables, including smoothies. They're always the best.